night of March 10th, 1913. The secrets of a small farming town were hidden by the excitement of spring and the anticipation of a new crop. Amanda Stevens told her parents she was going to a dance with a boy named Arthur. It would be the last time they would see their 19-year-old daughter alive. Now, just like everyone else, Amanda had secrets of her own. See, the girl was 4 months pregnant, and for fear of her father, they decided to leave town on the night of the 10th. 8 days later, Amanda Stevens was found dead at the bottom of Ambrose Johnson's well. It's said she was slightly submerged in water with a large stone attached to her neck by a telephone wire. A .22 caliber bullet through her head, and a wagon load of rocks stacked on top of her. Now, pending a short investigation and pleading his innocence, John Arthur Tillman was taken into custody by Sheriff Joel Cook on the charge of murder. His sentence would be clear: death by hanging.
And his heartbeat was pumping as strong as the Arkansas River. When they tightened those cuffs and they called him a guilty man. And his mama cried as she saw that boy's hand shiver. He's going back down to Paris for the last public hanging.
Now, Arthur was the age of 21. He was described as handsome, charming, and well-liked by his peers. And on the night of the 10th, he was reported by his mother to have been home all night, with the exception of a few hours. She said he left the house about 6 o'clock carrying a .22 caliber rifle, and returned home with a real disappointed look on his face about 9. Now, her statement would change the minds of anyone who thought Tillman was innocent. That and the fact that he was good at escaping. He got away the first time jumping out of a window in Knoxville at his uncle's house where he was being held, only to be caught in Fort Smith a few days later. So they put him on a train headed for the state penitentiary in Little Rock for safekeeping. Somehow on the way, the deputies turned their heads just long enough for Tillman to break free of his shackles. Now, with a little luck and a graceful jump, Tillman had escaped again, this time jumping from a train running 30 miles per hour. The sheriff gathered his posse, and before they left, he made a promise to the town of Paris. One way or another, they'd have their hanging.
And his heartbeat was pumping as strong as the Arkansas River. When he jumped from the train and he ran across the timberland. And the sheriff swore that he'd find that boy named Tillman and bring him back down to Paris for the last public hanging.
Yeah, his heartbeat was sure pumping all right, but not for much longer. See, when the boy jumped from the train, he sprained both of his ankles. Made it pretty easy for Cook. He captured his prisoner 10 hours after Tillman's escape. Now, the hanging took place on July 15th, 1914, outside of the old jailhouse in Paris, Arkansas. Folks gathered from all over the county as they strung up that 21-year-old boy. Tillman began to pray, asking God to forgive the sheriff for what he was about to do, and asking the crowd to go home after the hanging and read Deuteronomy 27:25 from their Bibles. The verse reads, "Cursed be he that taketh reward to slay an innocent person." See, all along, Tillman proclaimed his innocence, accusing a man named Earl Bolden of the murder. But with no physical evidence, the judge refused to hear this, and the idea was thrown out of court. So there he stood, John Arthur Tillman, with a black cap over his face and a stiff rope around his neck. Some thought he was guilty, some thought he was innocent. Cook's hand trembled as he pulled the lever and the trap door shot open. A short stop and a sudden drop broke Tillman's neck instantly, his body swaying back and forth from the gallows. Tillman was finally dead. And Paris, well, they finally had their hanging.
And his heartbeat was pumping as strong